Hello! Welcome parents to the ESOL Virtual Math Hour.
You have selected the Addition and Subtraction Math Can tutorial in English. Parents, please use this as a tutorial on how to use your math cans in whichever grade level or math topic you have selected for your child. Inside your Addition and Subtraction to 20 math can, you will find 25 question cards, 20 rubber cars, 10 frame work mat, 2 foam dice, a number line, and a pawn. Let's begin! On the top of each question card, there are images of the tools you will need to use to help your child solve the problem. On this card, it says to use the 10 frames work mat and the red and blue rubber cars.
On the bottom of each card is the math problem. For this activity, have your child count out 7 red cars and 5 blue cars. Park the cars in the parking lot, filling up the spaces in the red garage first. Once the red garage is full, the cars can be parked in the blue garage. Using this mat, your child can visualize groups of tens and quickly calculate how many cars there are in total.
For the next activity, this card says to use the 10 frames work mat and the red and blue rubber cars. And the question asks if 8 plus 7 equals 14 is true or false. Have your child count out 8 red cars and 7 blue cars to find the answer. For the next activity, this card says to use the 10 frames work mat and the red and blue rubber cars. The card says to place 7 cars in the red garage and asks how many more to make 10 cars. Use the other color cars to solve. For the next activity, this card says to use the foam dice, 10 frames work mat, and rubber cars. The card says to have your child roll the dice, add the 2 numbers, and use the cars to solve. Your child can continue to roll the dice again and again to practice addition or subtraction by using the cars as counters. For this activity, this card says to use the number line and pawn. Begin by placing the pawn on 10. Have your child move the pawn to the left to subtract 4. For this activity, this card says to use the number line and pawn. Begin by placing the pawn on 20. Have your child move the pawn to the left to subtract 8. Keep up the great work. Feel free to use this tutorial as a guide for the other math topics.